Hello, everyone. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today we are here to talk about the Listening Oracle deck by Letty Jane Rincombe. This is the same artist and author of the Many Queens Tarot, which we can try together when this is all said and done. I haven't tried them together yet. I've been using it with a different deck, but this is really cool. This is really cool. So this is the a deck for creativity. So if you're doing readings on creativity, this is a good deck for that. It says these cards are designed to help you open your creative process. Letty Jane Rincamp, they is an artist, teacher, and mother living in Portland, Oregon. Her work often centers on the body and what it means to inhabit a body in this world. We have 80 round cards and an illustrated guidebook. In the guidebook, because the cards are round, it does give all orientations. It gives the descriptions of the cards and all their orientations. So we'll take a closer look as we go through. So cards are round. They come set in this well. That's the inside of the box. We got this butter yellow and this slate blue. Beautiful. It's really pretty. The colors are pretty. The artwork is pretty. The titles are so interesting and they're just a little bit different. And the deck really does focus on your creativity and bringing that out of you and working through creative blocks and all kinds of things. There are 10 sections with 5 cards per section. So we'll go through them all as we're going through the deck. I put everything back in order so we can go through it all. Pages are matte, a little bit thin, kind of feel like a newspaper if you know what I mean by that. And they are, the writing is, I can see it, but it's a little, I would say it's a little small. It's a little on the small side, but that's because the book is on the small side to fit in the box with the cards. The cards are, they're normal size round cards. If you have like what is it called? I have the 1111 Oracle. They're about the same size. If you have that one, or I think the Past Lives are probably about the same size if you have those indie decks. These cards were designed to help open you up to your creative process. These cards represent milestones in making art or living an examined life. Each card describes one phase of the creative process and offers a few potential solutions to help you through. These are not rules, but suggestions or offerings. If one orientation doesn't resonate, read through all of the descriptions for each card to see if another orientation better represents your current situation. These cards are meant to offer guidance and support. If circumstances are beyond repair, please seek professional help. There are 4 basic orientations for each card. So you've got your upright, your left leaning, right leaning, and reversed. Each orientation of the card is associated with a different perspective or phase of the card's meaning. Sometimes a reversed position indicates you are moving out of a phase, while other times it might mean you are stuck. There are 50 cards total, and every 5 cards belong to new groupings. These represent new phases of creative energy. I hope this supports you in organizing and deepening the meanings of each card you engage with. All of the advice and suggestions in this book are based on my experiences as a lifelong creative student, teacher, and artist. However, my perspective is limited by my identity, ability, and location. Your creative practice might be personal or professional, specific to one medium, or the broad approach of living a creative life. I suggest you pull another card if what is written doesn't resonate or pertain to you. As with any instructions on how to live a life, take what you need and leave the rest. And that's all the write up. And then you get into the cards. So each section has a little bit of just a little description of the section. So the first one is Face It. And it says these cards each ask you to reflect on yourself and who you are today and how you place yourself in the world as a creative being. And then you go into the write-up. In each write-up, you have a color image of the card in all of its 4 orientations. And then for each one, below the self is the upright. And then you have your left facing, right facing, and then reversed. And they're all like that. They're all written just like that. In the back of the book, you get a little summary of all of the groupings. So if you find yourself, because they're all the cards are numbered. So you can tell by the number which grouping it's in. They're divided by 5. right? So if you don't feel like flipping through trying to find all of that, you can look right here to see the sections, or you can use this for however you would like to use it. And then you have your publishing information in the back. So that's the book. I'm not sure if you can tell because the lighting in here is very low because it's raining. I don't have any natural light, but the letters on the titles here and here are foiled is what I'm trying to show you, but you can't really see it. All right, here we go. We have the number at the top, title at the bottom, nice white border. And then in the backs, you have these faces, so all the different creative faces you might wear. Anybody who likes eyes will enjoy those. And I'm just going to read out each section as we go through. So every 5 cards will change sections. The first section is called Face It. These cards each ask you to reflect on yourself, who you are today, and how you place yourself in the world as a creative being. So we have self, sowing seeds, inspiration strikes, don't fear the outcome, and find focus. The next one is rest. These cards are invitations to let your body and your mind rest. So we have that which invites rest. It only feels like a mistake. Why do we worry? I was lost and now I'm found. And you are ready. Now we're into the growth section. These cards are invitations to expand or deepen your creative process. We have research and development, anxiety and feeling, follow this string in the fog, chrysalis. It's okay to feel small. The next section is compartments. These cards all deal with the emotional impact of making creative work. Being an artist is being in touch with the world, and that can mean getting honest with your feelings. So you've got cards that help you with that. Behind anger is fear. I see both sides of the situation. Find clarity. Speaking your truth. I don't know what I'm doing. So group number 5 is warmth. These cards indicate flow or excitement in the creative process. So we start with hot sauce, which I thought was such a fun keyword. I know what I want. Earth, connection, and warm guardian. Very warm looking cards. Then we have meltdowns. So these are all about inevitable hurdles we encounter in the creative process. So we have when life takes over, loneliness, the comparison trap, cowboy, and growth. Then the blues is the next section. And this one is, these cards. I tried to put them all back with the numbers upright, but they still got spun around. But this is the blues section. The blues represents those times in your life that could be thought of as melancholy, perhaps a gentle sadness, perhaps inertia, perhaps depression. These cards can feel challenging in a world that prizes productivity over care, but these feelings are part of life and part of the creative cycle. Sharing in our sadness is as vulnerable as sharing in our joy. So we have sadness, look at plants, dream time, be tender, talk about it. So then we move on to your shadows. As artists and creatives, we are blessed and cursed with a sensitivity to the world that means we may experience both light and darkness. The shadows are invitations to work with the uncomfortable feelings or places in the world. So you have talk about it. We missed one. Hang on. You know what? It's the one I pulled the other day. Hang on. Let me get number 36. All right, here we go. We have the worried moon. It's 36. This is about cycles and breaking cycles, especially if they are darker cycles. All the things we cannot talk about, all the grief we can't feel, when it feels good to hide, and when you can let your shadows be seen. The gray area is the next grouping, and these cards each ask us to deal with ambiguity and uncertainty in our creative process. These are the stages of discomfort. These are the cards for our anxieties, our deep truths, and our bouts of hopelessness. So we have the moon, the sun, the anxiety, if it pleases me, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then the final grouping here is called black and white. And these cards are often invitations to be decisive. They are about committing to yourself and your work. And these are the cards that might help bring your project to completion. So you have I see what you mean. And what I don't know, I'll figure out along the way. It goes around. This is okay too. These look a lot like the Many Queens Tarot. You have made the thing. And that's the final one. Here's the backs again. Okay, so let's look at the sizes up against a tarot card, an oracle card, and a tarot card. So this is like a standard size oracle card. So the card, as you can see, it's a little wider and shorter. And then up against like a tarot card, you know, that's the kind of size there for this one. It's wide and it's squat. It's squat and wide, just so that you can see. They are a bit stiff and very matte, very matte. So if I was going to riffle them, it's kind of how they would do. For me, because they're round, it's easier for me to just do this. So that's what I've been doing. And I don't have any problems. The riffle, they're trying to get away from me. So I do have small hands though. But these cards are, I mean, they're not as big as they could be. They're pretty good size. I can get my hands around them. Let's take a look. All right, so we have the comparison trap. Let's look at the comparison trap. The cards are numbered in the book, so that's easy to find. Let's see. Looking for 28. Oop, I missed it. It's 29. Here we go, 28. So that is, if you want to read it for yourself. And one last page. I'm going to scooch this over so we can read this. It says, looking to other poets, musicians, writers, chefs, artists, designers, creatives, etc., can ignite inspiration for our practice. It could also lead us to a comparison trap. If looking at other people's accomplishments is making you feel powerless, it's time to stop comparing yourself. It might be helpful to think through the process these other artists went through to get to where they are. Each of us is coming to our practice with a unique blend of life experience and expression. Comparing yourself to another person is negating the individual gifts you have to offer the world. If you can manage it, it's a good time to appreciate what is special about your perspective. Maybe you didn't play guitar every day in your 20s, but you did have a passionate love affair or a drive across the country. Maybe you learned how to chop vegetables or take care of sick animals. How does your life experience help inform your work? And then if it's left facing, then the right up here says sometimes other people's voices get in the way of making your art. Are you imagining the negative things people could say about your work? Is that serving you? Turn off the internal voices, whether a teacher's direction or a nagging grandparent who didn't believe you could become a real artist. It's time for you to tune into your frequency. Forget the naysayers, just make the work. Right facing, the message here says many voices have brought you where you are today, whether they be teachers, artists, artistic influences, supportive friends, or creative ancestors. Know that when you sit down or step up to your practice, they are behind you, cheering you on. So left facing is more of a sort of blocked energy, and then the right facing is like a more active energy. And then reversed, it says this may be time to create a truly quiet environment. So this is a negating the energy altogether. You meditate. If you meditate, meditate. You could try noise canceling headphones, a noise machine, turning out the lights and shutting the door, or go the whole 9 yards and find a sensory deprivation tank. How can you create stillness and quiet for your nervous system? How can you carve out a moment of silence in your life? There's value in turning off the noise and turning inward. So that's turning it off altogether. So yeah, so you have so many different so you got 4 different ways to interpret the card depending on how it, how it falls on your table. Um, or, like she said, if one doesn't resonate, maybe another one might. You can just read through all of them and take what resonates with you, or do it in a bibliomantic way. If you pull the card, just go with the one that jumps out at you. Yeah, this is cool. I've been enjoying this, and anytime that I am coming across, because I've been doing the Lion's Heart Tarot Challenge, and anytime I'm coming across a card that or a question that asks about creativity, I've been pulling one of these cards with it, and it's really been great. Sometimes I pull it and just use the picture in the title. Sometimes I read it in the guidebook, depending on how it fell, and I've been getting a lot of um, really great advice from this creative mind, the creative mind of Letty Jane Rincomp. So let's look at some pairings. So the deck I've been using with it is this deck that comes in this humongous box. It's called the Insight Tarot. I had to dust this one off. I hadn't used it in forever, but I pulled it out and started using it for any question that required that ask about creativity in the Lion's Heart Challenge. I've been using these two together, and it really has been. I've been getting some great readings, y'all. I've been getting some really great readings. So I definitely wanted to share this one for anybody who has this. It's not that old, and I know it's still for sale. It's only came out in maybe 2020 or 2021. So yeah, it's available from Schiffer Red Feather, I think. Yeah, from Schiffer Red Feather. It's a pip deck. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles with the star, and when you can't let your shadows be seen. So you're feeling outcast because you can't let your shadows be seen. But you have to let somebody in. You have to let somebody show you the way. This one is reversed. Page of Wands with the Page of Cups, and follow, what does it say? Follow the string of the fog, the string in the fog. Page of Wands with the Page of Cups, and follow the string in the fog. So we have that youthful energy that tends to get distracted, maybe perhaps by that fog, right? And it's telling you to pick up that string and follow it, stay focused. And don't fear the outcome with the Chariot and the Three of Wands. Yeah, a lot of energy and go. So yeah, I've been reading with these together. So they're going to like each other anyway, because Five of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Warm Guardian. And one more. The Eight of Wands with the Four of Pentacles. And what I don't know, I'll figure out along the way. And we'll stop there because I want to try the Mini Queens Tarot. And this reminded me of that. So let's try it with the Mini Queens, which is this creator's other deck that they created. So here is the Mini Queens Tarot. Like I said, same creator. This card reminds me so much of these cards, but then the other cards in the deck with the color have a little bit of a softer quality. The lines aren't as sharp. It's more of a sort of softer quality. So we'll see how they're going to go once we get past this one. But this one, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Six of Swords, and what I don't know, I'll figure out along the way. So instead of standing there waiting for it to just come to you, or it's like, just get going, and what you don't know, you will figure out along the way. Six of Swords. Anxiety and feeling with the Four of Wands and the Two of Swords. Okay, So here we have a colored one, and I think that they look beautiful together. Um, so that works. There's nothing wrong with that. With the Three of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Okay. These are wonderful. This is so cool. This is like a cool reading, you know? Like her artwork is just cool. And having this much of it on the table is cool. I would feel really cool. I'm kind of old, so I never feel cool anymore. The Three of Sadness. I'm sorry, not Three of Sadness. Sadness with the Three of Swords and the Seven of Wands. And one more. All the things we can't talk about with the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Wow, these really like each other too. So I'll definitely be using these together. This is like Instagrammable cool, right? Might put this on Instagram just because it's cute. So here's a new deck that I am getting ready to review. This is called the Kaleidoscopic Tarot. I think the colors in this are gonna go well with this, and this deck is kind of, I don't know, like the style is more cubist or whatever, but there's no heavy lines. Everything kind of blends together. So I think they might go well together. But I'm not going to take them out of order because I just put them back in order so that I can review them. So we'll just look at them like this. Let me zoom in. Read this hot sauce one. I keep saying I'm going to, and I haven't done it yet. Let's read it together because I'm dying to see what the meaning of hot sauce is. 21. You are on fire. Your creative work is confident, and so are you. You are ready to work your magic in the world. This card signals that you are either in the flow or it is coming. You know what to do. You can trust your decisions. Everything feels right. This is an invitation to own that energy, which can sometimes feel intimidating. It's okay to admit that you like your work. It's a great time to share what you are working on with others, whether it's finished or in progress. All right. With the Fool and the Two of Cups. Although I didn't shuffle these. Like I said, they're in order. So let's just keep them in order. So we've got I Know What I Want with the Magician and the Three of Cups. It's okay to feel small with the High Priestess and the Four of Cups. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think this is cool, actually. Anxiety with the Empress and the Five of Cups. Huh, I didn't shuffle these, but they actually seem to be doing all right. Maybe it's just they're harmonious, you know? Speaking your truth, I love what they've done with these titles. I just really enjoy it. The Emperor and the Six of Cups. Her other deck as well. The titles become a part of the artwork, and it's so fun. It only feels like a mistake with the Hierophant and the Seven of Cups. And just one more. Chrysalis with the Lovers and the Eight of Cups. Wow. Beautiful. The moon and the echoing of the color scheme, and it's just nice. I like this a lot, and it's fun and it feels creative. So I could see myself doing creativity readings for myself or anybody else with these two. So yeah. And this is much easier to shuffle than the Insight Tarot. So there's that as well, you know. It's a factor, you know. Another deck that came to mind is the Rosa Obscura Tarot. I think because it's so abstract as well, in its imagery, I just wanted to try it. So let's try that. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles with the Three of Swords, and we saw Chrysalis already. So loneliness with the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. The Sun, and this sun is so gray, and it's in the gray area section, I think. Wasn't it? Let me see. Yes, it's in the gray area section. And the write up says, does finishing the project feel a little disappointing? Are you left with a feeling of loss instead of a feeling of completion? This gray sun represents those times when we feel we should be happy, but it just isn't there. Okay, got it. With the King of Cups and the Four of Wands. Interesting. What do you guys think about this one? We've got Find Clarity with the Nine of Cups and the Empress. I feel like I just kind of want to stare into all of the images with these. Like artistically, I'm not sure that they're the best blend, but um like intellectually, my brain likes this. Like it wants to play around in these images. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. I probably sound crazy saying that, but you know, that's I mean it is that's what I'm thinking with this one. The Eight of Wands with the Chariot, if it pleases me. And one more. Page of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Comparison Trap. And we'll try, I have two more here I want to try. So let's get those out. Okay, this is the Mara Luna or Mara Loon Tarot. This is a print on demand deck. You can buy it. I got this one from Drive-Through Cards. No, what is the one with these boxes that always are too big for the cards and they fall apart? What is the name of that site? I can't remember. I'll put the link. But I think you can also buy this on Make Playing Cards if you prefer that site. But let's just take a look. All right, so we have the Tower with the Eight of Cups and Earth. The Six of Wands and the Emperor with Growth. I like the colors in this one. Yeah, it's making me want to pay close attention to the colors. The Knight of Swords with the Ace of Wands and Cowboy. And one more. This is okay too, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Sun. So what do you think of the Mara Loon pairing? Look at how cute this Sun card is. It's very cute, this deck. I haven't worked with it in a while. Maybe I should leave it out on my table so I can use it for this challenge that I've been doing. Maybe I'll work with this one next. Okay, the last deck I wanted to try was this Curious Travels deck. I think it's good for readings for creative journeys. And it also reminds me of a storybook, which then reminds me of artwork and coloring and art class and all kinds of stuff. So it definitely puts me in the mind of creativity and creative things. You know, let me get some of these upright. Okay. I don't know if they're all perfectly upright, but they're better now. Okay, so we have the Queen of Coins with Death and all the grief we can't feel. Eight of Wands and the Seven of Cups with Connection. Fun into the connection. Sowing Seeds with the Three of Coins and the Hermit. The King of Swords and the Five of Coins with Research and Development. And let's see it with a black and white one. I see what you mean with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. So what do you guys think of this pairing? I don't know. Let me know what your favorite pairing was in the comments below. I've been working with the Insight Tarot and I do love that pairing, but those cards are really difficult to shuffle. So I may swap to the Kaleidoscopic Tarot soon with this one. I don't know what will be its, its little buddy or if I'll just jump around to different decks, but I definitely have quite a few here that I think will go with it. So that's good. All right, so those are my thoughts on the Listening Oracle. I'm not sure what you expected based on the title, but it wasn't what I expected when I opened the box, but I definitely like this deck. And I have been using it, and I can see myself continuing to get quite a bit of use out of this one, being a creative person and a person who does like to do readings about creativity. So if you're like me and you are a creative person and you like to do creative readings and you're interested in the stack or anything else that you saw here today, I will always put links in the description box below so you can check down there for those links. I hope they help you guys out. If you buy from Amazon, I appreciate it when you use the Amazon affiliate links. Those really help me out. It gives me a couple of cents. It doesn't cost you anything. So all you need to do is click them, log in after you've clicked the link, and put the thing into your cart after you log in, and then they credit me, and I do appreciate it. If you want to purchase this directly from the publisher, this is from Andrews McMeel. Shout out to Andrews McMeel for sending this over to me for purposes of review and so that I can share it with you every time they send me something. And I've said this again and again, it is always singular and interesting. I don't think that I have even one deck from them that I feel like overlaps with another. So I really appreciate that about getting things from Andrews McMeel. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one in the comments below. And until I see you next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye bye.